We know you can already get the Galaxy S20 phones from Samsung in 3 different flavors. There's the just S20, the regular, if you will, but there's also the S20 Plus and S20 Ultra, and now there's a 4th flavor called the Galaxy S20 FE. FE, according to Samsung, stands for Fan Edition, which means I don't know. But it will come in 6 different colors. It will be available on October 2nd. And depending on if you go for the sub 6 gigahertz 5G model, it will cost $699 or it'll cost $749 for the mmWave 5G model, quoting The Verge. The S20 FE has a 6.5-inch display that slots it right in between the smaller Galaxy S20 and the larger S20 Plus. Like those phones, the FE has a 120Hz refresh rate for smoother animations and graphics, but unlike those phones, its screen is completely flat and can't be cranked up to a Quad HD Plus resolution. It's also plastic on the back, but if it's anything like the Note 20's plastic, it'll probably feel all right. Samsung is marketing the color choices heavily. There's red, orange, lavender, mint, and white. All of these colors are prefixed with cloud, Samsung's indication that they have a matte finish that should hide fingerprints. Otherwise, though, the FE doesn't skimp on specs. It has a 4500 mAh battery, 6 gigabytes of RAM, wireless charging, IP68 water resistance, expandable storage, and the top-flight Snapdragon 865 processor. The FE also loses out on having Samsung's higher megapixel rear camera options, but so far those extra megapixels haven't been the huge win Samsung was hoping for at the beginning of the year. Its main rear sensor is 12 megapixels with OIS, plus there's a 12 megapixel ultra-wide and an 8 megapixel telephoto. Samsung says the telephoto is a 3x optical zoom, and it further says it is keeping the 30x space zoom feature, albeit driven more by software than hardware. Those sensors do mean the FE won't be able to swing 8K video, but that's not a huge loss. Samsung is also continuing its tradition of throwing odd duck cameras into its lineup, as the selfie camera on the FE is 32 megapixels, similar to what appears on the Galaxy A71, end quote. Samsung told Dieter Bohn at The Verge that they hadn't been planning on doing an FE model at all, but then the pandemic hit and they decided that they wanted a lower price point, something in the premium mid-range category. So from not even planning to offer one to designing one and getting it out the door all since March, pretty impressive iteration on Samsung's part, wouldn't you say?